Hello and welcome, this is Agent XP, and today we're going to do an author playthrough of my third TRLE, which is called Return to Nevada. Now this level was made as part of a 20 by 20 by 20 challenge competition, the same as my last level, and this basically involves creating a level within the confines of a 20 by 20 by 20 square area in the level editor. Now this level is probably the most outlandish of the levels I've made so far. It's set in Area 51, so it's based on Tomb Raider 3, and we're going to jump right in here. And Lara begins the level in a tank. She has been kidnapped, not by aliens, but by evil scientists in Area 51. And we're in this tank, and we need to get out pretty quick. So pull the lever, then we can swim through the trapdoor in the top of the tank. Now you may notice that Lara has a poison bar. This is because whatever nasties are in the tank have caused Lara to get poisoned. So we pick up a weird looking portion object, press this button, and then we need to very quickly get off the floor level. So jump up here next to this pipe and climb on up to this high ledge so that the guard that's running around doesn't attack us, and then we can take the portion. So that portion is the antidote to the poison, and it's called antidote, but it's effectively a large med kit. So we're going to crawl through this crawl space, so we're now in the ventilation shaft, and from there we can explore some more of the level. So this level, as I was saying, is based off Nevada and High Security Compound from Tomb Raider 3. I remade these textures myself. It's a HD updated version of the textures from Tomb Raider 3, and the level is pretty much, it's not a direct copy, but you may see some areas that are slightly familiar from Tomb Raider 3 because it's directly inspired from it. And here we have a laser trap, again familiar from Tomb Raider 3, so we need to crawl as far as possible into the room and then let Lara stand up, and we have just enough time to dodge it into this alcove and pull the switch, and then we can run back out. So this is the only level, I believe, so far that I have made that has human baddies in it. Now, I'm not a massive fan of putting human baddies in the level, I will say, but I have done so in this level because you can't really have an Area 51 type level without having baddies. So I'm going to drop down through this trapdoor, and speaking of baddies, we need to walk and be very quiet because there's a dude at the end of the hallway, and we need to not attract his attention. We need to stay calm and just walk, and he won't get suspicious if we do that. We walk down to the end of the hallway, and there is an alcove here that we can jump into that contains a aqua security node, so we pick that up and then back Lara out of the crawl space again and continue to walk, and we need to head back to that trapdoor that we dropped out of. So yes, I tend not to put human baddies in my level. I'm not a massive fan, but like I said, for this type of level you can't really not have baddies, so this is the one exception to my levels so far which has actual human baddies in it. Right, we're going to place the aqua security node like so, and that will open a trapdoor and deactivate the lasers. And this is where the laser beams would have been. So now we can climb out to the level above. One of the things I really like about these Area 51 style levels from the original Tomb Raider 3 is the fact that you can see to multiple levels from the level that you're on. So I think I mentioned in the last video that that's a design feature I really like. So you can see there the glass floor, we can see the ventilation area that we were just in, and walk up to this cupboard. Now, cupboards in level editor are a pain. You can't open it if you're stood right in front of it. You have to take one step back. So hold down walk and step backwards once from in front of the cupboard, and then Lara will do her animation and she will claim a grey security pass. So yeah, cupboards are a little bit of an oddity in TRLEs. You have to be very careful where you're standing. So we're going to go over here and we're going to use the grey security pass. and then the trapdoor above us will open and we can climb up the ladder. So it's good that we're freely wandering around in this very high security area. We can take a look and see what's up here. I'm glad no one's noticed we've escaped yet. That looks interesting. Run down the hallway and oh no! Something's happening. I think we've been rumbled. Uh-oh. We've definitely been rumbled. Oh no. Just when I thought I was getting away. So Lara gets knocked unconscious by the guards and she wakes up in a cell. Ouch. That knock on the head must have hurt. Right, we are going to position Lara where she can open an overhead trapdoor. So jump up, grab the trapdoor, and there are 2 ventilation ducts above that we can climb into. So the one in this direction contains a valuable small medkit. Now face the other direction, face the window, and climb up into another ventilation duct. From this ventilation duct, we drop out into the main area, but you can see there's a guard waiting. So what we're going to do is drop out, and there are a couple of things we need to do in this room. So what I tend to do is drop out, and as soon as I land, I'm going to do a backflip. So I drop down to the floor below. I'll take a tiny bit of damage, but that's fine. And we have another slow cupboard animation to do. So I'm going to stop in exactly the right place and hurry up, Lara, finish your animation, and the guard will come, and just as he's about to hit you, you can usually jump out of the way in time if you're very nifty. We also need to push this button here, but we're not going to have enough time. That guard is right on our tail. So I'm going to go up the stairs and lure him right to the other end of the balcony. We're going to go this way. Get him to follow us, and then from there I am going to jump off again and backflip down to the ground level, and then we can push the button. The button is quite well hidden, it's in quite a dark corner. So push the button, and that releases one of the prisoners upstairs. So Lara has a fellow inmate, and he is not feeling very friendly towards that guard, and he's managed to fashion himself some kind of knife. So, oh no, the baddie's glitched out there on the stairs. The problem is, this dude is meant to kill the guard, but he is not as fast as the guard, so you need to try and lure the guard towards him like so, and then he will kill the guard. And then we're able to explore upstairs in the cells that we've just opened. This is the cell the dude came from. Oh, look at that. He's got a little teddy bear. That's cute. And some cards. He must have had to amuse himself somehow. Right, we're going to come into this cell and climb up the grating, and then do a backflip into another ventilation area. And we see here these boxes, and of course these are clearly inspired from Area 51. We can push this box inwards, and we need to do this more than once, and you will see it change colour as you push it into a bigger room. And then we're in an area with a pipe, but if you look very carefully underneath the pipe, there is a crowbar, so we need to go and claim that. Right, we've got that. And similar to High Security Compound, there is a secret behind this box. So pull it out, and then we can go behind it and claim another small medkit. There are only small medkits in this level because I used the large medkit for the antidote. So I didn't want to put loads of those antidotes around the level, so I've mainly only used small medkits. There is only one other large medkit that you find, and that's towards the end of the game. I wanted the antidote to be unique. Right, we place that green security pass and drop down into this area. And you will see a button there on the right, but first, before we do that, we're going to check out this ledge on the left, and very importantly, we're going to pick up another green security pass. Now, I know, bad level design, I hold my hands up, it's really easy to overlook that. In fact, when I was testing this level before doing this walkthrough, I completely missed that. I built it, I was running around for ages because I didn't find that security pass. And we go past the dude. What was he looking at? Why are you staring at the floor? Did you drop something? Hello? Okay, we'll just leave him to whatever he's doing. And what we need to do now, there's another guard down this corridor, so we're going to go and grab his attention, and then we are going to go back and let the prisoner deal with him as well. And once again, you will need to try and lure the guard to the prisoner, because the guard is faster than the prisoner, and he's not too smart, so he's going to struggle to try and hit the guard, so we need to try and lure the guard to him. That might involve taking a bit of damage. Yeah, he's getting loads of hits in on me, and the prisoner isn't getting any. So keep jumping around until the prisoner does his job. Come on. Are you gonna... Finally. Right. So that guard is going to drop some flares if we wait a second. It takes a minute for their drops to materialise. There we go. We can pick up the flares. And they will come in handy because this is quite a dark facility. If I get the prisoner in the way there. And I really, really like this area. It's inspired by the original high security compound, as you can probably tell if you've played that. And I'm going to show you now what it is that we are going to try and look for next. So if we go down this hallway that was being guarded just a minute ago, and we see this ladder, and there is another aqua security node. Now we need that before we can progress to the next part of the level. And the next part of the level is where we are going to find Lara's weapons, in case you were wondering when that was going to happen. So we're going to climb back up into the area where we just got attacked by the guards and run down the hallway, and this time we can make it all the way down the hallway and leap over the security beam in the floor, and we're going to come into this little dining room area. And if we look up at the ceiling, we can see another trapdoor that Lara can fling open, and we're going to climb up into the rafters. Take a quick look. And you'll see there's another trapdoor that we can open, so we're going to go and do that. And there's a box on the floor. Now, normally if Lara had her guns, we would try and shoot that, but we don't have Lara's weapons currently. Position Lara in the middle of the table and climb up. And then promptly fall through the other trapdoor. I do that all the time when I'm playing this level. Massive fail. Okay, we're going to have to climb back up again. Sorry about that. I always fall for that trapdoor, even though I made it. We want to pull out the box like so, and then we want to run around the back of the box and push it. Now, a new mechanic that you get in TRNG is the fact that you can push boxes off ledges. So you might imagine what impact that's going to have in the room below. But before we go and check that out, we're going to go and run behind these boxes and find some hidden ammo. Then we want to crawl back out and drop down into the main area and land on top of the box that we have just pushed out. Now we need to push this block and move it, and we will see it has broken the box that it landed on and revealed another aqua security node. So we're going to pick that up. And we are going to run back to the area that I showed you earlier. Oh, first we're going to peep into the kitchen and see that someone has burnt something. But we need to remember that area for later once again. Jump over the laser beam. Do a nice fancy swan dive there. And run back. And whoops, I was trying to be too clever there and I missed grabbing the ladder. Right. Run down this hallway and we can place the aqua security node. And this opens the trapdoor above us so that we can climb the ladder. And we're getting ever closer to reclaiming Lara's weapons. save and climb up the ladder. And we can't climb all the way up. There is a button on the left that we need to press that's going to open the trapdoor at the top of the ventilation shaft. So we're going to do that, press the button, and it will open the trapdoor. And then very carefully jump back to the ladder. Don't do what I did a few minutes ago with the other ladder. And then we can climb up to this next level and backflip into the corridor. But be very careful in this corridor, because if you look down the end, you will see a machine gun, so we do not want to get too near that thing. It will give us a very bad day if we do. There's another laser beam here, so as it goes up, run under it and you shouldn't take any damage. Press the button at the end of the hallway, and what that did was it raised the trapdoor at the top of the ladder, allowing us to climb to the top. Look around in this area. We've reached the top of the compound, and what we want to do is head straight for this filing cabinet and pick up a red security pass. And then you can see there are lots of guards in here, so run back the way you came. Don't worry about not running, because the guards will see you no matter what you do. So sprint down the end of this hallway as quickly as you can and place the red security pass. And you can see the little gun symbol on the wall, and you might guess what that signifies. So try and get inside this room before you get attacked by the guards. It's quite difficult, but you can do it sometimes. And drop in here, and what a welcome sight. Lara's pistols are on the floor at the end of the hallway, so we're going to pick that up. It's only one pistol, but it is, I assure you, it is both Lara's pistols. And we can see there's a shotgun, but we have to deactivate the laser beam before we can pick that up. So we have Lara's pistols, and we can now deal with all the guards in the hallway, and there are rather a lot of guards. Oh, first of all, we're going to take a med kit, and then we can pull out Lara's guns and deal with the guards that are attacking us. Unfortunately, there are rather a lot of them, but they were shooting at me first, so I am only defending myself here. They started shooting me when I was unarmed, so that wasn't very nice. Okay, we're going to pick up all their drops, like so. And one of them drops a Desert Eagle pistol. That will come in very handy in just a minute. So we're going to explore this area a bit and try and find all the guard drops, because there are quite a few of them. Most of the guards in this game do drop stuff, so it's worth checking on the floor. It might take a minute to spawn in, because when the guards drop to the floor, they take a minute to disappear and for their drops to appear. Note that trapdoor on the floor. We're going to be coming back through that later on. And come down to the end of this hallway, and we will just take a moment to appreciate the view. I really, really love this section of Area 51, so this is probably my favourite part of the level. I love looking out from this gantry way into the desert. It's so cool. Right, we're going to press this button and drop into this area, and we're going to draw our revolver or Desert Eagle, because like in Area 51, there is a guard here who will shut off a secret if you don't kill him quickly. He will run round to that hand pad on the wall and close off the entry to a secret. So we're going to stop him from doing that. And pick up the ammo that's littered around the place. And there is a switch here, so we're going to throw that. Now you may have noticed one of the big things that's missing in this level is camera hints for switches. And I do apologise for that, because yes, it's before the days when I used to use camera hints. I had not appreciated the importance of camera hints at this point. Because I was playing this level, I felt like everything was completely obvious, and playing it again, I 100% appreciate that it is not, because I got stuck a bit here. We're going to pull out the revolver and deal with this pesky overhead guard. So, just use the revolver, 2 shots, it will deal with him before he takes too much health. And then we can shoot this grating. So yeah, playing this again after not playing it for a long time, I really appreciate the fact that some camera hints for buttons would have been extremely useful, and I do now do that in my levels. This is still relatively early on for me, so I hadn't learnt all the tricks of the trade at this point. There are still a lot of things I like about this level, but this is probably my least favourite of all my levels. Partly for the reason of lack of camera hints, and there are a couple of sound bugs as well in this level. But we're going to jump up here, and there is a jump switch which opens the door to our right, but we don't want to go all the way into that corridor yet, because if we peek round the corner we will see that that is where the machine gun is. Whoa, what? I'm getting mobbed all of a sudden. There are 2 dogs and 2 guards, so we're going to dispose of them before they do too much damage. So yes, as I was saying, this is probably my least favourite of all my levels, but there are a lot of things that I really like about it, and I may consider coming back to this genre at some point and building another, because I love these textures. I really, really love the contrast between the desert and the sort of greeny lighting of the tech areas, as it were. So up in the walkway above, I really love the lighting in there, the greeny lighting and the red desert and the sort of sunset sky. And I really like this texture set that I've made. So here we can see there are a load of boxes. Now some of them are movable, and what we can do is use this to get a couple of items. So you don't have to do this at all. This isn't compulsory to finish the level, but if you want a secret, or if you want 2 secrets, in fact, you have to move these boxes, and it's relatively quick to get the first secret. We move these 2 boxes like so to make a way to move the upper box, pull it out, and we should actually only need to move it once, and we will from there be able to jump to the top of it. We can then reach that ledge on which the guard was standing, do a forward jump and grab and pull up to this ledge, and we have a secret. So claim the items, and one of the things here is a pass card. So this is kind of a secret within a secret, and I've kind of realised that I liked doing this in my early levels. I did this in my South Pacific level as well. I put a secret within a secret, so you have to find one secret in order to find the next secret. And what we now need to do is move the box back, and you can see to Lara's right there is another trapdoor. Now the only way to reach that room is by moving the boxes, and once you're inside you can use a button which opens a door to the rest of the hallway area above. But that area is closed off, it's separated from the rest of the walkway, and you can only access it by moving these boxes. Now all that's in there is some extra ammo, so it depends how desperate you are for ammo. If you want the ammo, you can push all these boxes around, which doesn't take too long. I'm kind of harking back to what I said in my previous video about not liking movable box puzzles, which involve a lot of moving boxes around. I've kind of gone against that a bit in this level, but having said that, this is not compulsory. You do not have to do this if you do not like box puzzles, so it's kind of an optional extra. It's not as much as you get in some levels though. And I do quite like the fact that there are 2 levels of boxes, so you have to move the bottom ones in order to move the top ones. The thing I dislike most in movable box puzzles is when it's not obvious where you need to put each pushable. If you have like 4 different colour pushables and it's not obvious where each one needs to go, that is the worst type of push block puzzle. If you have 4 tiles that you need, or you're not even sure which tiles you need to put them on to complete the puzzle some of the time, I really hate that. So we can finally move this box near enough to do a jump and pull up into that trapdoor area. Pull up. And I thought there was a baddie in here straight away. It turns out there isn't. He only attacks you once you open the door into the rest of the facility. And claim our prize, which is another revolver. So if you didn't pick up the other one the guard dropped, there's another revolver in here. And now we need to deal with the pesky guard who's waiting outside for us and is going to accost us as soon as we open the door. And he drops more stuff. Pick that up. Now we are going to go and get another item. We now have a red security pass in our inventory, and you may remember where we needed to use another one of those. So drop down into this area where we picked up Lara's guns, and there is another red security pass slot on the wall. We're going to place that, and we can pick up the shotgun. So go and grab that. Unfortunately, Lara can't grab the rest of those weapons on the wall. They are just for show. They are just a static object. So it's a shotgun we want to pick up. And then we can go and claim another secret. This is all about secrets at the moment. Avoid the trapdoor in the floor because that's now open, so we don't want to fall through there. And we're going to use this security pass. That is going to open another door onto another outside balcony area. And from there we can do a running jump to the other side of that platform and claim yet another secret. Aha! Grenades. We found an Uzi. That might come in useful. Right, we're going to run jump back to the gantry way and climb back into the main area. I love these control panels and the sort of flashing light that I've used there. Right, we want to run around here because you may have noticed that this door is now open, and we're going to go and use the lever switch in here and then run back out into the main area. We're now ready to explore another area that you may or may not remember from when we were outside. So we're going to drop back down this ladder and we can explore the floor area below, and then we're going to drop down into the lower area where we killed the guard earlier to stop him from closing off a secret. So this is yet another secret, and it's also a way to progress further in the level. So drop down here. Oh no, I always forget and I always drop right down to the bottom of this area through that open trap door. I always pick that area. Don't do that because you will lose health if you do. That's dropping too far. And we're going to kill the guard and we're going to claim the secret, which is a grenade launcher. Aha. Crawl back out, and because we were a little hasty in dropping into this area, we need to climb back up one level, and there is a button that we need to press. Just grab the medkit that the guard dropped, because the button opens that little grating ahead of us there. So position Lara and jump up to the next level, and we need to run around this central pillar and find a... Why do I always bump my head there? And find a switch. Here it is. Press the button. And that opens the grating below so that we can... Ow! I did it again! I can't believe it. Wow. Lara's going to have a really, really bad headache after all this, between being knocked unconscious and jumping into pillars. Right. Crawl down into here. I'm going to light a flare. I always forget to light flares, but I'm going to do that here because it's quite dark in this crawl space. Pick up some Desert Eagle clips. Crawl into the end section of the corridor and then we'll be able to stand up. And there are some more Uzi clips on the ground. Pick those up and press the button. And we want to then just stand on the trapdoor the other side and it will drop open. And there's another pesky guard waiting for us. So we're going to deal with him before he ruins our day. And he will drop some goodies as well. Yep, he drops another revolver, in case we didn't have a revolver already by this point. And we can now finally use the green pass card that we picked up quite some time ago. Now, we could have used this before, but we wouldn't have been able to do everything in this room without Lara's weapons. Now we're going to stand well back and shoot the yellow barrel. And when we do so, it's going to go off with quite an explosion. So we want to stand well back, stand outside the room to try and shoot this and hop backwards, and even so we still took a bit of damage from the explosion. But that's okay, we have medkits. It's impossible to do this level without medkits because of the poison at the start, so pick up the circuit board. That was revealed by the box exploding. And then we're going to run into the room. We're going to use the crowbar to get another secret. This is my favourite secret of the game. So we can crack open this crate, and inside there are some goodies. I really like that secret. It's really cool to be able to go inside one of these crates. And then we want to move out this box, which will allow us to climb to the top of this sort of lorry. It's like a loading bay, so it's the back of a lorry that's being loaded up. And we can climb on top of the lorry, and then we can see a button. So we're going to press that and look around. Turn our attention to the grate in the ceiling. Now, Lara can monkey swing on that, so what we need to do is try and avoid the steam. And you probably can't see from here, but on top of that block on the other side, there is a key, and we need that key to progress in the level. So we do need to come over here. It's quite hard to see the key from here. Once again, more camera hints would have been useful. And technically, we could have done this room without getting Lara's guns. Drop down here, use the circuit board, and it raises up a block next to us, which allows us to access the upper area. I did build into this level the ability to do it in different orders, so we could have technically come to this area before we got Lara's guns. It's just easier to do this area when you have Lara's guns, as you will see in a minute. I mean, we couldn't have shot the barrel without Lara's guns, so we needed to get the circuit board that way. We could have got the boiler room key without having Lara's guns, but we also would not have been able to claim the object that we're about to get on this upper level without Lara's guns, because there's another crate we need to shoot. And we're going to climb up at this side of the grating first, because there's a dude waiting for us upstairs and he's going to shoot at us. So we're going to use the revolver to dispatch him quickly before he damages us too much. Claim his ammo. And that is the reason we wanted to come up this side, is because he drops something and you can't jump over the pipe. So what we have to do is drop back down to this ledge and then jump up through the other trapdoor, and then we want to be able to claim the object that's hidden around here. So run around this side of the pipe and we see another box, so we're going to shoot that. Once again, we could not have done that without Lara's guns, so it's better to go and get Lara's guns first so that we can do this area all in one go. It's quicker generally. Oh no, I took too much health there. I took too much damage. We're going to reload there. That's good reason why you should save your game frequently. So how can we do this? I'm going to go to this darker beam. I'm going to drop down and re-grab the ledge below. Pull up, and then we can drop from here to the top of one of the boxes below. Yeah, we can't do that. We're going to drop off backwards from the corner and land on the box below. That's cool. That way we don't take damage. And now we can go back to another area because we have the boiler room key. First of all, we're going to go down these stairs. Whoops, that's a slightly weird feature of these stairs. Sometimes Lara bounces up. And we're going to check out these cupboards. And by coming down here, we're opening up another path down to the very bottom part of the level and back to the area in which we started. So if you remember, Lara started the level in that massive testing tank, and this is the way back to that area. Now, the area in which we started with the testing tank only contains a few extra pickups. We don't have to go back in there. But further down the hallway, is something we are going to want to note for later on. And we're just getting some pickups here in the cupboards. We've found another Uzi, and in between some of these shelves there is some more ammo that we can pick up. That's the wrong one. It's between the two that are really close together. There's some shotgun ammo there on the floor. Don't know if you can see it, but we're going to pick it up. And Lara's just grabbed that there, run out, and then we can open this door, and this leads back to the hallway that was outside the room where we started the level. So we're finally able to come into this hallway and kill this pesky guard before he does any damage, like so, and he does drop something, but we can pick it up on the way out, and then we can gain access to the room that we started in, and we can finally kill that pesky guard that was chasing us around. Where is he? Oh no, he's kind of glitching. He's running into a wall. I don't think I'm even hitting him half the time. And I'm causing some damage, but I'm not really hitting him properly. Okay, well it looks like he's glitched, so hopefully I can just leave him be and he won't bother me as I run around the room. Typically, he'll probably come and whack me as I'm mid-animation opening one of these cupboards, and I won't be able to do a thing about it. No, he doesn't seem to be coming to attack us. That's good. Claim some flares there, and then check out there are some cupboards over the other side of the room. We really can't hit him, can we? He's proper glitched. That's another feature of this level, unfortunately. Some of the AI is pretty buggy, and there's not a lot I can really do about it. The worst bugginess is the fact that the prisoners take forever to kill the guards, which is kind of a pain. You really do have to lead the guards to them, otherwise they will not do their job. But that's the worst feature. That's buggy, but also, as we can see, the other guards do some strange things sometimes, so you just have to kind of live with it, and he's not going anywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to close the door and just block him back in, and he won't be able to come and sneak up on us at any other point in the level. So what we're going to do is run down to the end of this corridor, and we're going to want to pay attention to this door. Now, we don't have the security pass to go in here yet, but note there are 2 slots here that we will want to come back to at a later point in the level. So that is why I provided stairs. Oops, let's pick up the medkit. I provided stairs to easily access this part of the level again. So we're going to want to come back here later on once we have the items that we need. And for now, we can climb back up into the dining room area. Leap over the laser beam once again, and we want to climb back up to where we got that movable box from. So jump on the table and climb up into the rafters, and promptly fall through that trapdoor again. I do that so much. And bang our head on the ceiling. That seems to be another theme of this playthrough. And now I can't seem to get Lara in the right place. Epic failing all around. I don't know, even though I made this area, I always fall through that blooming trapdoor. Every time I play this, I fall through that at least once. Right. We're going to want to be careful here because there's steam gushing out of a vent. So I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as I can. I took damage. It's pretty much a given that I'm going to take a bit of damage there. And then we're going to crawl underneath this pipe. Now we can use the crowbar on this door. So break it open like so. Sorry about the camera view here. I should have done something with that instead of having the camera stuck inside a pipe. And now we can use the ventilation access key. And this will open another door behind us, so go back under the pipe. And now we can go through this door. Use a medkit because I'm a bit low, and we can drop down. And if you played High Security Compound in Tomb Raider 3, you might remember dropping down into the kitchen. This is very similar, and oh no, someone has set their cooking on fire. Claim a medkit. shoot this bin and you can pick up another key and have a look around, and just for the heck of it we can shoot the plates, because why not? Lara likes breaking stuff. And now we want to press this button and open up the door. And we're now in an area with an aquarium, which is also harking back to Area 51 of Tomb Raider 3 on a slightly smaller scale. Run in here and there is a guard. Yeah, this is a slightly smaller fish tank than there was in Area 51, but I figured it was quite cool to hark back to that. And we've got this little sort of relaxation lounge area with a vending machine and that, so that all the guards get to enjoy the aquarium. That doesn't seem fair. All the prisoners are stuck in their cells. And we come in here and we can find a bathroom with a shower area at the end. But, oh no, those cables are dangling into the water and they've basically electrified the water. Now looking down, you may have seen, it was right at the bottom of the screen, it's quite hard to see with Lara's camera angle there. You may have seen that in the water there is an item that we need. It's a laser sight, and we need that in order to shoot out the back of the machine gun that's upstairs. So if we move out these boxes here, what we want to do is push the left hand one in once, and then we can push the other one the other direction. And what we basically want to do is position these boxes in a way that we can pass them without getting stuck. So if they're next to each other, you can't move up and down the hallway. There is some Desert Eagle ammo on this table. We don't want to pick that up. And now we need to move this box one forward. But we can still pass the two boxes because of the fact we've moved the other box as well. And go into this little corner here, and we can shoot out a fuse box to reveal a switch. We want to use that switch, and that will turn on the sprinkler in the kitchen, which will put out the fire so that we can collect a fuse plug. Now I'm not sure why there was a fuse plug in the cooking. That seems a bit random, but hey, that's what happened. Maybe that's what set it on fire, who knows. We're going to crawl through here into this other ventilation area, and there is another fuse box that we can shoot, and this will give us access to the aquarium, in which we will find another secret. Shoot out the fuse box, use the aquarium access key, I believe. And then we want to crawl here, and we can flip into the water. And we will hear the secret chime, and we can pick up the ammo that poor unfortunate dude dropped, and come around here and find a small medkit as well, and swim out of the aquarium and climb out. We can crawl back through the ventilation and drop out the other side. You will see quite a few bits of this level which may remind you of High Security Compound and Area 51 from Tomb Raider 3, but that is kind of the goal of this level. It's very much designed to resemble Area 51. Ouch. Claim the plug from the charred remains of whatever that food was, and we can now climb back up into the ventilation duct. Grab the ledge, please, thank you. Pull up, and now we can use this yellow fuse plug, or yellow security node as it's called here. And what that will do is it will turn off the electricity so that Lara can pick up the laser sight. I don't know why somebody dropped a laser sight in a shower, but they did. So we're going to pick it up. And now we can leave this area. Run through the lounge area. Come back in here. here and press this button, and what that will do is it will let loose a prisoner. This was designed so that if you decided to play this bit of the level before you had Lara's guns, then there would be a way of dealing with the guard. So I did have that in mind when I built this, that players might choose to do things in a different order. And if we look to see where the prisoner came from, he dashed out of the loo, it would seem. So if we come to this side of the little sort of loo area, there is another trapdoor in the ceiling. And if we position Lara in the correct place, she can jump up and pull herself up into another crawl space. And it's another secret. Lots of secrets in this level, but as we will see later on, not all of the secrets that were intended to be secrets are actually classed as secrets, because I did encounter a limit in this level. You can only have 8 secrets per level in a TRLE level, which is kind of annoying. It's an old limitation from Tomb Raider 4, and it seems that TRNG hasn't done anything to address this. So you are limited to 8 secrets per level, so there are a few pickups towards the end of the game that were designed to be secrets that in fact aren't. Right, what we're going to do is combine the revolver with the laser sight, and we will see there that we have the item that we need as well. So we're going to climb back up to the very top of the level, go up the ladder. You can use this jump method and it's a bit quicker than climbing the ladder in the traditional sense, although it may sound as if Lara's got hiccups. And what we want to do is return to the area where we found Lara's guns. We are still not done with this part of the level yet. And this is partly why this game would have benefited from camera hints, because there are so many places to remember that it gets rather confusing. So we're going to drop down here. And there is some revolver ammo on the table, which may provide a hint as to what we're going to do next. And we're going to press the button to open the door. There's nothing in that cupboard, by the way, that one's just decorative. And look in here, we are now behind that nasty machine gun. So what we want to do is pull out our revolver, and then we can use the laser sight to zoom in and shoot the tank on the back of it so that it blows up. Now we can use the access circuit on this panel, and that opens the trap door that is at the other end of this corridor. So we want to run back. That was one of the few camera hints I actually provided. And now we can drop down into this section of the level. Now this section of the level is probably my least favourite part of this level, I will admit. So crawl down here. I probably should have lit a flare, but I never light flares. I always forget. It's not really that dark. You can see where Lara's going. So crawl down to the end of this ventilation shaft, and oh no. Now we get the buggy sounds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the SFX volume down a little bit so that your ears don't explode while I'm doing this bit, because there is a fire coming out from the wall, and for some stupid reason it's corrupted the sounds for that fire, so it sounds absolutely appalling. So that is why I've turned the sound down a little. We need to go down to the bottom of this rocket silo and crawl underneath a pipe, and there is a button. There are basically, in this section, loads of buttons and switches to open various trapdoors, and we'll have to climb up and down a bit to find them all. And there is steam coming out of vents as well. This is probably my least favourite part of this level. Right, backflip, grab the ledge, and we can find a jump switch behind the pipe. And crawl back underneath it. And that opened the trapdoor at the bottom. So jump across and we can drop into this area, land in the water, and we're at the very bottom now of this level. And we can look through into another area that we've not visited yet. Yet another area. And the flashing light may give you a clue, as well as the hazard sign on the wall. Not that Tomb Raider players tend to pay attention to hazard signs, but do not stand on the track. That is a sort of monorail type track. Do not stand on it. Because if you do, Lara will get set on fire because it's electrified. And we can now turn our SFX volume back up a little because we've deactivated the fire. Thank goodness. Okay, we're going to climb up this bit of ladder. And pull up into the rocket silo again. Actually, I'm going to turn it down just a tad because I don't think it was quite as loud as that when I was playing before. That's better. Save our game again, and now we need to traverse to the top of this rocket silo. Oh, we're gonna use the ledge jump up method because it's a bit quicker here. I want to get this section over with as quickly as possible. It's a little bit tedious, I'll be the first to admit that. Especially without the camera hints to tell you what each lever does. It's like, hello, I heard something, but I can't see where it was. Right. From about here, I think we want to do another backflip and grab yet another ledge. That's it. Pull up. And there's another switch, which will then allow us to climb further up the ladder. There is a ledge here that we can jump to and grab. There's some shotgun ammo on this ledge. There is also another oddity here. This is something that I overlooked when I was building the level. If you look at this grating here, save the game, and run through it. And we are back at the very top of the level. That is a bug that I left in. Basically what I did there was I applied the wrong type of toggle opacity to that grating, which means you can pass through it when you're not meant to. Okay, we're going to climb further up this ladder, try and avoid the steam. I don't know why I put the steam there, it's very tedious. So climb to the very top and we can do another backflip and grab. Oh, we don't need to grab actually. Land on that ledge and pull this jump switch. Yeah, I don't know why I put that steam there. It's difficult enough to get onto that ledge as it is without the steam. So I do apologise for that steam. It's very annoying. It annoyed me when I played it. Save and jump back to the ladder and try not to take too much damage. You will take some inevitably. Like I said, it's impossible to do a no meds run of this level. At least I would say it is. If you manage to, please do tell me. I doubt you'd be able to without glitches though on this level. Pull up here. And there's another ladder ahead, so we're going to climb up of that. Save the game first, because there is another trigger-happy dude at the top of this ladder. So we're going to pull out some big guns and shoot him as quickly as we can, because he's going to take a lot of health otherwise. Claim the shotgun ammo that he dropped, and pick up another grey security pass. Nice lighting. And we're going to drop back down into this hallway. And we are entering yet another new area. So this is the very top of the level. This is the highest level that I could build with in the 20 by 20 square challenge. Make sure you dispose of the guard on top of the pillar as quickly as you can before he shoots you too much. We will notice there's a dog inside a security fence. And jump to this pillar and you can climb the one side of it. Climb to the top and there's another plug item here that we need to pick up. I love this area so much, and this is probably one of the areas I've played the least because it takes such a long time to get here. We're probably about 2/3 done with this level. I really like these outside areas, I really enjoyed making these. I love the lighting. I always loved these bits in the original Area 51 where you get to go outside into the desert. Run down this hallway and there'll be another guard. We're going to dispose of him before he damages us. run down the end here, and we can use the grey security pass. Put it in place, it opens the door and allows us to pull another switch. Key to pull a switch. It's classic Tomb Raider fare. And what that does is it turns off the electricity on that fence. So we can now jump to the top of it. Run back down the hallway. Note that door on the right. We will need to come back here later on for another secret. And we can climb back up this pillar. And we can now run, jump and grab the top of this fence. Pull up and admire the scenery a little. And we can jump down into this very blue looking pool. I love this pool. Take a moment to look around. Pull up. And we've entered yet another area. This level just goes on and on. I really did utilise all the possible space that I could in the competition. I used all of the 20 by 20 square area here. So I'm going to run to the end of this valley, and two pesky vultures are going to attack me here. So we're going to take a minute to kill them because they are pretty bulletproof. They take a lot of shooting, these things. And while we're doing so, take a minute to appreciate the cactus plants that are in this valley. Now these cactus plants were my prize for the One Room Challenge competition. So if you've seen the walkthrough for my Bolivia level, that was part of a One Room Challenge competition, and my level, Bolivia, came second. And my prize was those cactus objects. Pick up the medkit that the unfortunate dude dropped. Yes, I believe I had the choice between those cacti and bamboo, and I chose the cacti because I love cacti. And a guy called Team 9 made those very beautiful cacti. Right, we can pull up to this area, and this is a path to what was intended to be another secret. In fact, it is no longer a secret. I had to take away the secret trigger because you can't have more than 8 secrets in a level. Otherwise, you start getting weird bugs. Right, we can drop down to this ledge. Look at the pool here, that's very blue. Do a running jump over here. And pull up. And then we need to do a running jump to that ledge opposite. Oh no, I missed it. Okay, so I'm going to show you what happens if you end up dropping down into the water. So we come to this ledge from the water, do a jump back to this side, and then we can grab the shimmy crack and get back to the ledge that we were just on at the start of this room. So if you drop in the water, that's what you're going to want to do. So shimmy along this crack, drop down, and we're back where we started. Do another running jump here. And hopefully this time we will not mess up the jump as badly. Oh, oh, grab the ledge. I very nearly didn't make that. And jump through here. It's all a little bit hairy here. You need to be really careful. Land on this ledge and do a jump to the ledge opposite. Give Lara a bit more jumping space here. And if we look forward, we will see some items on this ledge. So pick these up, and like I said, this was originally intended to be a secret. It no longer counts as a secret. We don't get the secret chime anymore, and we still have 7 out of 8. There are at least 2 secrets which were meant to be secrets, which weren't in the end. So climb back up, drop back into the valley. I really love the sort of orangey, sunsetty desert lighting here. I really, really loved building this environment. What we can do from here is we need to reach that ledge that's ahead, but I've kind of made it a bit tricky because I've made this ledge just one triangle. So what we need to do is do a running jump there. Oh no, I made it and then I fell off. That's so typical. Let's go back around again. hop up here. Actually, maybe we can do a running jump from here. I'm going to try this. It's probably not going to go well, but... Nope. Lara doesn't get high enough to make it. Okay, we'll reload. Let's try this again. Jump to this ledge. Oh, can we jump from here? Let's give this a go, shall we? Nope. You would think I'd remember in my own level where you can actually do the jump from, but it's a long time since I played this. I'm a little rusty on this. I think we're going to have to do the half-tile run and jump here. There we go. Jump to that ledge. So if anyone doesn't know about the half-tile run and jump... Oh no! Why did I fall off again? So the half-tile run and jump basically involves holding down walk for a little, and then press jump. Okay, we're going to use these monkey bars. So yes, you need to hold down walk forward a step or two, and then press the jump button. And Lara should jump out of her walking state. And it's a very, very useful move. It's worth learning. And this dude here is slightly unfortunate. We're going to move him, and underneath him there is a disc that we need. And we're going to pick that up and jump back to the monkey bars. We need to be right at the end, I think. Otherwise we're not going to reach them. There we go. And this is a little tricky. You need to angle Lara to the side before going forwards, because this monkey bar is sloped a little too much, and Lara does not like shimmying on monkey bars that are any more than one click slope. Now if you've tried building in the level editor, you might know what that means. It's a single slope. So if a monkey bar is too sloped, Lara will not want to go forward on it. So the only way you can get her to do it is by going sideways first. And we can bypass the shimmy crack by doing a running jump there. And here, we want to watch this cactus ahead. You do not want to touch that. And we've got another pesky vulture. We're just going to pull out the desert eagle and deal with him. Very apt. Desert eagle. And now we want to jump round that cactus, because if we touch that cactus we're going to lose health. It's a very prickly cactus. We can see a receptacle the other side of the valley. So how do we get there? There's a pipe here, and yes, you guessed it, it's a tightrope. So Lara can tightrope walk along the top of this pipe. And once again, we need to be very careful. Whenever Lara tilts in one direction, we need to correct by pressing the opposite direction. And basically, this requires a lot of patience. At least we get to admire the desert sunset while we're going. I really like this horizon. It's fairly low resolution, but I always love this horizon. This horizon and the Tomb Raider 3 Nighttime horizon are favourites of mine. And we get to the end, and we can save our game and use our missile launch disc. And then we get a cool little cutscene of a missile being launched, and it gets to a certain height and boom, it blows up. Now it was slightly slow. The reason I had it moving rather slowly is because of the height limit. I could not build the room any higher, so I had to blow it up quite soon. Pick up the pass card and you will see a preview of that area which I told you would need to remember earlier on. That is right at the bottom of the level, so at the moment we're right at the top of the level. Now we need to go back all the way down to the bottom of the level. Because of the nature of the 20 square challenge, you have more height to work with than you do width. So I've made the level very high. That's why there's lots of going up and down between areas. So I really did use all of the space in this level. Right, what we want to do here is, you may have remembered that I said to note the door in this corridor. So we need to come back here and watch the dog. He will try and attack you. And we can now claim this secret. So pick up the goodies. Like so. And now we want to go back to the very bottom of this level. So a little bit of backtracking is required here. Unfortunately, this means climbing back down the missile silo. I know. So we're going to have to dodge the steam again. Oops, sidestep. Try and get Lara to where she can grab the ladder. And phew, we grabbed it. That's cool. Drop back down and pull up into the crawl space. We can't when Lara has her footing. That's it. We pull up into the crawl space. I'm going to light a flare this time around because it is quite dark. I tend to find areas acceptable, but some people might have a lower brightness on their screens, so I really should remember to light more flares. Crawl along here and we reach the end, so we can pull back up into this hallway, and from here it's relatively quick to descend to the bottom of the level. Just dodge the laser beam and we can descend this ladder almost right down to the bottom. And run along this hallway. And now we need to remember our handy staircase that opened up. So that goes all the way down to the starting area. And from here we can run to the end of the hallway. And we're finally back to the area we need to be at. Now we can use the hospital access card. And we can find out what's in here. These beds look creepy. They look like there are people in them, but we can't see. And from this little shower area we can pick up another antidote. And then we just want to check out all the cupboards in this room. There are 2 cupboards. Oh, there was nothing in that one. That was just a troll one. Even I don't remember what's in all the cupboards in this game. There are quite a lot of cupboards. Take a step back and open up this cupboard, and we find another plug. That's cool. Right, we can just take a look around. I like that cool iris type laser beam thing that we have in the middle of the room there. Claim a small medkit. Run to the end, and this area is inspired by Area 51, so you wonder what's inside that room at the end. Put the plug in place and the light has come on and revealed the occupants, which are very suspiciously looking like aliens. So pick up the access card from the filing cabinet and run straight back out again in case they wake up. I don't suppose they're going to be very happy to be in here. And now we have the disc with which to access this door at the end of the corridor. It makes a slightly strange noise when it opens. That's another sound bug. And we find ourselves in the area that we saw earlier at the bottom of the rocket silo. So if you remember Area 51 from Tomb Raider 3, we need to run right to the end and climb up of the grating. Whoops, what are you doing, Lara? Just climb up onto the ledge, please. Thank you. And we want to throw the switch here. And no, don't throw it again. I held down the action button too long. Right, let go. Drop down the ladder. And you will see that that button, or switch rather, has called the train. So there's a little sort of monorail train here. You may recognise this from Area 51. And what we want to do is save our game and do a standing forward jump and grab the top of it. And if we shimmy to the left a little, we'll be able to climb up on top of the train. And we can now access this hallway above the train. And there are 2 sides you can climb up. If you climb up this side, you will be able to pick up another small medkit. here, and I know this area is dark, guys, but I'm not going to light a flare because I don't want any potential flare deaths here, because we have to use our hands for the monkey bars. Speaking of which, we are going to monkey swing further forward. And it's quite difficult to work out where to stop here, and oh no, I went too far forward and the beam got me. It's kind of weird there, if you get killed by the beam and you're holding onto the monkey bars, Lara doesn't actually fall off, she just carries on holding the bars, but her health bar is empty. Right, we're going to be more careful this time. Go forward, don't go too far forward, and as soon as the beam moves forward, we shimmy to the next tile, and then we can drop off onto the floor. Watch the open floor at the end. If we fall down there, we will die because we'll land on the track. So we want to jump off to the side here and use the switch. And take a step back, and we can look down here. And you can see that that switch has moved the train back. So what we want to do is hop over the gap again and drop down. We still can't go on the track. So what we do is drop and grab the top of the train and pull up on top of the train. We can crawl along here and sort of get Lara in the middle of the train and back her off the edge. Do a crawl, drop and grab, and we should land safely on the ground next to the train. Now we are entering the final area of the level. And this area is looking a bit spooky. We can light a flare, but I'm going to chuck it on the floor for a minute, because we're going to need to use our hands. Ooh, wow, that sometimes still gives me a fright. We are getting attacked by aliens in this cave. So I saved the Uzis for this point in the level on purpose. And these dudes are a little bit like the Tin Man from Tomb Raider 4. So you need to shoot them from the front because their chests are where they take damage. So it's worth remembering that. If you shoot them from behind, they will not take any damage. So we want to light a flare, another flare. There was, as you saw, there was another dude hiding in that alcove. So it's good to trigger him and get him out of the way. And we can jump up here and shimmy along a crack in the ceiling. Go to the right and pull up, and there's a hidden switch here. And that will open the path to what was intended to be another secret. So shimmy to the right here, and this was yet again intended to be another secret. There were a lot of secrets in this level, and particularly concentrated around this area. So there's another Uzi here, so we want to pick that up, and then we can drop out of the hole, like so. Oh, I did a flare cancel there. Didn't mean to do that. And I'm not going to light another flare because it's going to spoil the ambience as we enter this creepy cave. And here's the UFO, shimmering in the dark, ominously. So take a moment to, I say admire, but it's kind of creepy, but take in the atmosphere. And if we jump to the side here, and if we do a sideways jump, we can clear this laser beam and drop down in here, and this was meant to be a secret too. So we shoot to the box, and there are loads of goodies here. There were so many secrets in this area originally. Alright, do another sideways flip, and we can jump over the beam. Oops, get stuck on the floor. Run past the UFO, light another flare, and this is what that switch opened. There's another door here, dropping down into what would have been another secret. Claim the ammo. Jump back out. And from here we have quite a handy position from which we can reach the top of the UFO. There is another way of getting up there. You can jump off the slope at the side of the UFO and... What? Lara, what are you doing? Oh no, that means I hit the edge and I didn't quite land on it. We're going to try that again. I find this is the easiest place to jump from. Normally it is. When I'm filming, apparently it isn't. Okay, try this again. Oh, seriously, Lara, she's really trying to embarrass me. Normally I make that jump first time. I promise. This is the easiest place to jump from normally. Okay, I think we need to veer more to the right. We're not going far enough to the right here. So do a run and jump, again, and yes, that's what's supposed to happen, Lara. Quit embarrassing me. Okay, we're going to use a crowbar in the switch on top of this UFO, and that causes the trapdoor at the bottom to open. Now, we could have got on top of the UFO from jumping off the slope on the side of the room as well, but I prefer to jump from that alcove. Position Lara underneath this trapdoor and pull on up into the UFO. We get some glitching there because the rooms are overlapped, but once we're inside, there shouldn't be any glitching, and we can take a minute to look around and appreciate the general alienness of this environment. I had great fun doing this, like trying to make this place look alien. We want to explore further down here. I liked the idea of using the water texture as a floor. I thought that was quite cool. And as we look around, we will see these spheres, and we want to shoot them all. And there are 5 of them in total, so we need to find all 5. And there were 3 in that room. There's 1 down the end of this hallway. And there's another sneaky one. So we want to jump up this slope and access this crawl area. So if we jump up here, I do a standing jump, and pull up into this crawl space. I'm going to remember to light a flare this time. And the flare gives us kind of nice, weird, shimmering effect on the texture. That wasn't intentional, but it actually looks pretty cool, imho, in my humble opinion. So crawl into this area, and we could see this from the first room that we entered of the UFO, the control center, and you will see here I have been rather mean. When Lara shoots this, 2 wraiths get released, and I don't know why I did that. I am really sorry. Putting wraiths with a long crawl space was extremely mean of me. I don't know why I did that. You can't go very fast there at all because it's a crawl space, and we can't even do the crawl roll out because the ceiling's too low. So we have to painfully, slowly back Lara out of the crawl space, and then as quickly as you can run to the end of this hallway and crouch Lara by this light beam. That is what gets rid of the wraiths. It is possible you don't have to lose too much health if you just keep going and don't panic, but that wasn't very nice. I'll admit that. Okay, pull out some big guns for the final battle of the level. Go in this room and you will get 3 of the aliens attack you. And once again, remember to shoot them from the front because that's where they take damage. And I like to save the Uzis for these guys because I find it's quite effective. And they will all descend on you at once. So that's it. That's the final battle. So we can go into this room, pull out the revolver with the laser sight, and we can shoot this little weird thing that's on the ceiling. Ooh, there's a dude chilling there. It looks like he's using some kind of telepathy or something to control the spaceship. And the final door has opened, and we see here the final artifact as was in Tomb Raider 3. So we shoot the globe and the ground starts shaking, and we run forward to claim it, and that is the end of the level. We're going to pop back in briefly and check the stats because I forgot. So we took an hour and 13 minutes to play that, minus the 3 last kills, and we got all the secrets. So, congratulations if you've made it to the end of this epic long 20 square level. I really did cram everything I could into this level, and it feels like a proper full-length level. It does not feel like a 20 square level. I really did use all the space here. And once again, I apologise for the lack of camera hints. This is partly why I wanted to do a walkthrough of this level, perhaps more than some of my others. Thank you for watching this epic long adventure, and if you've enjoyed this video, please do consider leaving a like and consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, please do hit the little notification bell, as that's how YouTube shows you when I upload a new video these days. So, this is Agent XP, and thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. TTFN!